In a quiet countryside village, surrounded by rolling green hills, there lived an old farmer named George. George was known throughout the village as a wise and gentle man. He lived a simple life close to nature, and together with his two sons, Jacob and Ben, he cared for the family farm every day. The two boys were both hardworking and kind, but deep inside, they were very different from each other. One peaceful morning, as the warm sunlight touches the fields, George called his two sons into the garden. The boys walked towards their father curiously. George smiled softly and opened his hand. Inside his palms were two tiny seeds. "Today," he said gently, "I want each of you to plant one of these seeds and take care of it every day." Jacob looked closely at the seed in his hand. "What kind of a seed is this, Father?" he asked. George simply smiled. "You will understand when the time is right." The next morning, Jacob and Ben prepared their small garden plots. They carefully loosened the soil, dug tiny holes, and placed their seeds into the earth. Then they watered them with care. The boys felt excited. Both imagined that beautiful plants that might someday grow from the tiny seeds hidden beneath the soil. Days passed quietly. Every morning and every evening, Jacob rushed outside to check his garden, but nothing appeared. No sprout, no leaf, nothing. Meanwhile, Ian calmly watered his soil each day without worry. He trusted the process, even though he also couldn't see any result yet. A week passed. Jacob began to feel frustrated. One afternoon, he knelt beside the soil and gently dug around the seed. "Maybe it's broken," he whispered sadly. Nearby, Ian continued watering his own garden quietly and patiently. Jacob couldn't understand why nothing was happening. The empty soil made him feel discouraged. As more days passed, Jacob's disappointment slowly grew heavier. Each morning, he stared at the empty garden plot with less hope than before. One afternoon, he spoke to his father. "Maybe my seed is dead," Jacob said quietly. "Maybe Ian received a better seed than I did." George looked at his son calmly. "Have you continued taking care of it?" he asked. "Yeah," Jacob replied softly. "Then keep going," George said gently. "Some things simply take longer to grow." 3 weeks later, something wonderful finally appeared. A tiny green sprout emerged from Ian's soil. Ian's face filled with excitement and joy. "Father, Jacob, look!" he shouted happily. Jacob ran towards his brother's garden. When he saw the little sprout, his heart quietly sank. Why was Ian's seed growing? Well, his own garden remained empty. George placed a comforting hand on Jacob's shoulder. "Don't give up yet," he said softly. Weeks continued to pass. Ian's small plant slowly grew taller and stronger each day. Meanwhile, Jacob's garden still looks empty. Jacob began watering less often. Discouragement slowly replaced hope. But even in this frustration, he never completely stopped. Something inside him still wanted to believe. Then, one beautiful morning, everything changed. Jacob walked into his garden as usual, but this time, he suddenly froze. A tiny green shoot had finally broken through the soil. His eyes widened with amazement. "Father, Ian, come quickly!" he shouted. George and Ian rushed over. And there it was, life. At last, Jacob's seed had begun to grow. From that day forward, something extraordinary happened. Jacob's plant began growing rapidly. Week after week, it became taller, stronger, and healthier. Soon, it had grown even larger than Ian's tree. Its branches stretched proud into the sunlight. Its leaves became white and vibrant, and eventually beautiful golden mangoes appeared among the branches. Ian's tree also bore fruit, small and gentle apples. The two boys stood together in amazement. That evening, George gathered his son beneath the trees. "Jacob," he said warmly, "I give you a mango seed. And Ian, you received an apple seed." The boys listened carefully. "Mango trees take much longer to grow," George explained, "because before they rise the ground, they first build deep and powerful roots underneath the soil." He smiled gently. "Apple trees grow faster, but they don't grow as large." Jacob slowly began to understand. George looked at both of his sons with kindness. "Never compare your journey to someone else's," he said softly. "Some people bloom quickly, others grow slowly in silence. But that doesn't mean you're failing." He pointed towards the green mango tree. "Well, you saw nothing above the soil. Your roots will become strong." Then George gave them one final lesson. Stay patient, stay consistent, trust your progress, even when you cannot yet see the results. As the golden sunset covered the peaceful countryside, the two boys quietly carried their father's wisdom deep into their hearts. And from that day forward, they never forgot, your time will come.